And welcome back to Daily Dhamma, a letter to our children. I'm Dhamma Bum, and I'll be your guide for today's guided meditation. Today is Monday, July 13th, and our meditation is Charity Begins at Home. July's theme is effort. And last week we looked at acceptance and gratitude, the four sublime attitudes like that. Today we're looking at charity. On Mondays, we look to the coming week and get prepared for what is in store for us. We cannot see the future, but we can be prepared. We'd ask people or encourage people to check the description box for this and other episodes. In about 24 hours, there will be a closed caption version with a transcript. And also the super thanks will be available. It takes about a day. We do guided meditations in the hope that participants will get enough practice, pick up enough tips that you'll want to do this independently on your own, in your own home or garden, on your own bat. In our practice, we start with samatha or serenity. We calm down and get in the groove. And then we move to panya or wisdom. Some people say vipassana. But it always goes in the same direction. First, we get serene. Then we wise up. Wisdom never arises from a mind in turmoil. And I'll let beginners know when we're about halfway through. The first 10 or 12 minutes is probably adequate for a simple meditation. And the second half is a Dhamma talk. So with that, on my mark. Please find yourself in a quiet spot, spine straight, shoulders back. Lower your chin towards your chest and let your hands rest in your lap or on your thighs or knees. Close your eyes and mouth gently and imagine a ball of white light, an inch or two, 3 to 5 centimeters, beneath your nostrils. Inhale through your nose. Watch it go down past your heart to your stomach and back out the same way. Breathe in through your nose. Watch the light go down past your heart to your stomach and back out the same way. Just smooth, natural breaths for you. When outside thoughts intrude, gently brush them aside, thinking, no, that's not my business. I'm focused on my breath as it goes in through my nose, down past my heart to my stomach, and back out the same way. Empty your mind. On Mondays, we always start with the Dhammapada, verses 1 and 2. Mind is the forerunner of all things. Think and act with a corrupt heart, and sorrow will follow, as surely as the cart follows the ox that pulls it. Mind is the forerunner of all things. Think and act with a pure heart, and happiness follows, as surely as one's never departing shadow. So we are taught that our mind creates our moods, delusions, obsessions, and they are all impermanent, unsatisfactory, and not the self. We meditate to calm our mind and tame our heart. We look at our thoughts, examine them, see them for what they are, and let them go. And what we discover is that we are as happy as we want to be. Our attitude is entirely up to us, and we are not the boss. If we let go a little, we get a little serenity. If we let go a lot, we get a lot of serenity. And if we let go completely, that is, if we accept life just the way it is, then we find complete serenity. I need to say a word about the human condition. Our human experience consists of 5 khandhas: our body, our feelings, memories and perceptions, thoughts, and consciousness. And they too are impermanent, unsatisfactory, and not the self. We are taught that they are like a lump of molten lead, too hot to touch. We cannot touch it on the top or the sides. We cannot touch it on the bottom. We cannot touch it anywhere without burning ourselves badly. So we look at it and we let it go. Please join me in a thought experiment. In your mind's eye, raise up and look down on your head, on your skull. And on the right, you will see your monkey mind. And it's very busy, very fickle, shifting from one mood to the next. You can see the colors change from blue to pink to white, red to black, never one place for long. And on the left, you will see a battalion of self-licking ice cream cones. And they are also very busy. Mostly they are sucking up to our too busy monkey mind, trying to match and amplify whatever the mood might be. These too are impermanent, unsatisfactory, and not the self. We look at them, we see them for what they are, and we let them go. Now, as meditators, we have 3 duties: mindfulness, collectedness, and contentment. Mindfulness, in this group, our object of meditation is the ball of light. We also listen to the Dhamma talk, not to get attached, but to let the words wash over us and seep into our consciousness. Our second duty is collectedness, or some people say concentration. This just means that when outside issues intrude, when, not if, they will intrude, we gently brush them aside, thinking, no, that's not my business. I'm focused on the light. And our last duty is contentment. We have a responsibility to be content now. Not next Thursday, not the day after tomorrow, but right now. However we are this moment, that's how we are. If we are restless, irritable, and discontent, that's how we are. If we are happy, joyous, and free, that is how we are. I guess in a word you could say calm. And if we can be calm for a few seconds in this meditation, then we can, during the week as we go through our life, we can string these little cups of calm together and add a little bit, just a little more, one more breath, just a little bit more. And we will look up and we'll go, holy cow, it's been an hour and a half and I have not had an angry, resentful, fearful thought. How'd that happen? Well, how indeed. Now, as we go through this week, we have 4 tips. First, let's be impeccable in our speech. Let's say what we mean what we say, but don't say it mean. Let's give other people the benefit of the doubt. Second, let's not assume. I don't know about you, but I'm a lousy mind reader. And when I read your mind, when I assume, I make an ass of you and me. Let's let other people speak for themselves. Let's not put words in their mouth. Third, Q-tip. Quit taking it personally. Whatever else the universe might be up to this week, it's not here to torture us. And finally, let's do our best. And that's the end of the first half for beginners. As we move into the second half, Panya. Last week we looked at acceptance and gratitude and the 4 sublime attitudes. Today we're going to look at charity as Paul used it in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. He made it clear it's not alms for the poor, but giving other people the benefit of the doubt. What disturbs me most about other people are the traits I dislike in myself, especially if I've tried to change them. Too often we project these faults on others, especially people in our family, and we punish them for our sins. We judge others as we judge ourselves, which is to say, harshly. When you point a finger at others, you have 3 fingers pointing back at yourself, said every grandmother ever. And that's from the Daily Dhamma, February 14th. And she was right about that. I guess you could say you spot it, you got it. Today, and this week as we go through our week, let's consider the divine spark in others and not be touchy. Maybe they had a bad day. Maybe they've got stuff going on. After all, our aversions, the stuff we don't want to see, are also addictions. And the noble ones say, not for sure. The King James Version of the Bible, which is the one we usually use, uses the word charity, but others use love, and so we will too today. In my opinion, the best rendering, the most lyrical rendering of 1 Corinthians chapter 13 was Joni Mitchell's 1982 song titled Love. And here are the lyrics. Although I speak in tongues of men and angels, I'm just sounding brass and tinkling cymbals without love. Love suffers long. Love is kind. Enduring all things, love has no evil in mind. If I had the gift of prophecy and all the knowledge and the faith to move the mountains, even if I understood all of the mysteries, if I didn't have love, I'd be nothing. Love never looks for love. Love is not puffed up or envious or touchy. Because it rejoices in the truth, not in iniquity, love sees as a child sees. She goes on, as a child, I spoke as a child. I thought and understood as a child. But when I became a woman, I put away childish things and began to see through a glass darkly. Where, as a child, I saw it face to face, now I only know it in part. Fractions in me of faith and hope and love, and of these great three, love is the greatest beauty. And that's Joni Mitchell's version. We would encourage you to check her out. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, it must be someplace. Go buy the CD if you've got a CD player. So, Paul taught us that we should love others, give them the benefit of the doubt, and seek to serve God. He wasn't the only Christian to say that. St. Francis said the same. His prayer, God, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. And that's St. Francis. Truth is truth is truth. And we'd like to honor that. You know, there is no sin in not being loved, only in not loving, only in not recognizing the divine spark in other people, including people we may not be fond of. And all this is entirely in keeping with the Buddha. The Buddha taught us that whether we are in meditation or going through our daily lives, we should practice diligently. So first, he said that we should project loving kindness. If we're going to project something, let's project that instead of faults. Let's hang up our fault-finding mind. Put it aside. We know where it's at. We can go back if we need it. Let it go. Second, we should practice generosity of the spirit or compassion. Again, not in terms of alms, but giving others the benefit of the doubt. We should project kindness and helpfulness, embody them, in fact. We should utilize sati or mindfulness and sampajana, which is self-awareness. We should seek panya or wisdom, and we should exude empathetic joy and equanimity. In other words, the four sublime attitudes: loving kindness, compassion, empathetic joy, and equanimity. And above all, we should practice selfless service. Love sees as a child sees. Let's try to see as a child sees. So what does selfless service mean? We've done this a lot, but it's a slow message. We've got 3 points. Selfless service means relating to the divine spark in others. So first, we act with no thought of outcomes. Outcomes are God's business, and whatever you see is God. It could be good, orderly direction, or it could be grace over drama. It could be, I like this, Jimmy Carr said, God is the name we give the blanket we toss over the mystery to give it shape. So, however you see God, suit yourself. Second, we're sitting in a boat and we're in the front. We've got our hands on the oars and we row and we row and we row. We develop boring habits. And in the back of the boat is God. Hands on the tiller, steering us to the safe harbor where we belong. And third, we practice unconditional love. This is not transactional love. It's reciprocal love, which is not emotional blackmail. It's mutual regard for the divine spark in others. We might look at it this way. I see your pain, I honor it, but I don't need to fix it. I'll pay you the respect of minding my own business. So compassion is not codependency. So as we go through this week, if we find ourselves restless, irritable, or discontent, let's take a breath, step into the next room, close the door, sit down and put our earphones in, cue up this recording, and imagine a ball of light an inch or two below your nostrils. Breathe in through your nose. Watch it go down past your heart to your stomach and back out the same way. Namaste. Okay, so thank you very much. Thanks, Michael. I don't know how to adjust that. In fact, I kind of have the opposite effect with technology. The anti-Midas. Anything I touch turns to crap, not gold. Yeah, we're done. Thanks, Michael, and thanks for, as always, for your kind thoughts. We'll be back here next week. We want to thank Michael and Mrs. D, Dhamma G, and Eriko, Brian, Mike, of course, Ozzy, Sam, and Mitsuko, and thank you for your support. And we hope to see you next week, next Friday. Our next meeting will be July 17th at 3:45 p.m. Japan time. And if you're already here, you know how to get here. If not, most people watch this or listen to this after it's been posted because they have jobs and like that. They're not unemployed geezers. if you go into today's Daily Dhamma on the YouTube channel main page and go to July 13th, you'll find somewhere in that description box 3 steps to enter the live stream, and we're always happy to have you here. Daily Dhamma, A Letter to Our Children, which is the book upon which the channel and our meditations is based primarily, is now available on Kindle Unlimited for download. So if you're a member of that, go ahead and download it. And we'd encourage you to do that. And thank you again for being here, and thank you for your support. And have a wonderful week. Namaste.